Red Flag Radio.
We see the signs.
She talks a lot about pointless stories.
That's what he said to a business contact about his own girlfriend while she was sitting right there.
And the business contact was literally bonding with her over his Russian heritage. They were having a moment.
Welcome back to Red Flag Radio. I'm Marcus.
I'm Zoe, and this one made me want to throw my laptop across the room.
So we found this absolute disaster on Reddit. Woman's boyfriend Derek owns several businesses, sets up a dinner meeting with a guy named Alex about acquiring a restaurant franchise.
Upscale place, COVID protocols, the whole professional setup. And she's there as his partner, being perfectly charming.
Alex mentions his family is from Russia. She shares that her dad trained in the Russian army. They start talking about borscht recipes.
Which is lovely. That's called building rapport. That's called being a good dinner companion.
Derek comes back from the bathroom and immediately torpedoes the entire conversation.
Alex came here to talk about business, not some dumb Russian soup.
In front of everyone. At the table.
And then he apologizes to Alex for her. Sorry about that. She talks a lot about pointless stories.
The entitlement is almost impressive. He thinks publicly correcting her is crisis management.
When he's actually just humiliating his girlfriend in public and insulting the very culture Alex was excited to discuss.
Right, because Alex's response was basically, actually, I do care about Russian soup.
I love Alex. Alex saw exactly what was happening.
The deal fell through. Derek's franchise application got denied.
And who does Derek blame?
Her. Entirely her fault.
Of course. Classic Darvo. Deny, attack, reverse victim, and offender.
Okay, but hold on. Devil's advocate for 1 second. Could he genuinely not see that he was the problem?
Marcus.
I'm just asking if the delusion runs that deep.
The delusion runs that deep. The post says he frequently thinks that others find me annoying when I speak to them. She's asked him to stop this assumption multiple times.
So this wasn't a one-time thing.
This is a pattern. He hovers whenever she talks to anyone. Business associates, family at gatherings. The insults are recurring.
That's not hovering. That's treating every conversation she has like a security breach.
And the psychological projection is wild. He thinks everyone finds her annoying because he's the one who's annoyed that she has a personality independent of him.
She confronted him after reflecting overnight, told him she was thinking of ending things due to lack of respect.
And his response? Oh, his response.
He said she wouldn't leave because she needed his financial support.
There it is. The mask comes fully off.
He literally tried to use financial control as leverage to keep her.
Which is textbook narcissistic rage meeting financial abuse. When the charm fails, they reach for the threats.
But she wasn't having it.
She told him she came from an upper middle class background. She's training to be a registered nurse, and I love this quote, I don't need anything from you except respect.
That's the line that broke him.
Because his entire framework collapsed. The one tool he thought he had, useless.
And then comes the part that almost made me feel something for him. Almost.
The sob story.
He broke down and revealed he grew up watching his father belittle his mother. His dad taught him, if she doesn't rely on you, she'll leave.
Okay, that's genuinely sad. That's learned behavior from a controlling father.
It explains things.
It explains things. It doesn't excuse them.
He learned the lesson so well, he kept grading every relationship like his father was still holding the red pen. No, absolutely not.
Because here's the thing about learned behavior. At some point, you're an adult. You've had relationships. You've seen how other people operate. You've had a girlfriend literally tell you multiple times to stop assuming people find her annoying.
And he refused to change.
He refused to even examine it until the relationship was already over.
The insight came too late.
Way too late. And you know what proved she made the right call?
The aftermath.
After she broke up with him and blocked him, he threatened her life and spread damaging information about her at her university.
So the "I had a hard childhood" vulnerability was immediately followed by revenge tactics.
Which tells you the tears weren't about genuine remorse. They were about loss of control.
He couldn't control her through belittling, couldn't control her through money, so he tried to control her through fear and reputation damage.
Every tool in the abuser's toolkit deployed in sequence.
The pattern recognition here is actually frightening.
And she saw it. That's the thing. She reflected overnight, connected the dots, the hovering, the insults, the assumptions, and she got out.
Changed her number and everything.
As you do when someone threatens your life.
The father's teaching is so insidious, though. If she doesn't rely on you, she'll leave.
It's a whole worldview built on control rather than connection. You don't earn love, you trap it.
And when you believe that, a partner having her own career, her own background, her own ability to leave, that's terrifying to you.
So you belittle her, make her smaller, convince her, and everyone else, that she's annoying, that her stories are pointless.
Until you do it in front of the wrong person.
Who happen to care about Russian soup.
Alex really was the MVP of this story.
Alex held up a mirror, and Derek did not like what he saw.
All right, let's rate this. Where are we landing? 9. Yeah, I'm there too. The public humiliation, the financial threats, the actual death threats post-breakup.
The learned behavior he refused to unlearn despite multiple chances.
If you're with someone who belittles you in public and calls it helping,
Run, don't walk.
that's our show. Stay safe out there.
And trust your pattern recognition. See you next time.
Red Flag Radio.
We see the signs.